someone they hire the worst possible salary and then pays them per transaction, as if they could control how many transactions they do to begin with. And that in the end, if they end up underpaying them because the agent didn't make enough money, that they're going to stay. It's the dumbest idea on the planet. There isn't one compensation expert in any major corporation on this planet that is going to say that's smart. And yet, how prevalent is it in our industry? I had a lady bring into my masterminds on Monday, and I about hung her in the middle of the room in front of everybody. In all love and fun, by the way, because she's one of my favorite people. But she brought it up, and I said, okay, we're going to put this to bed right now. That's the dumbest idea on the planet. Don't bring it up again. And anyone in this room doing it, you need to stop. It's not going to work. It never works. I remember the Harkers, famous story of the Harkers. They hired a lady, they did that. Then the Harkers business got so huge, this woman was the transaction coordinator making $145,000 a year. And they looked up and they said, well, is it worth $145,000? I said, no, of course not. I said, at best, that's a $65,000 to $75,000. That's an awesome job at that. Does she have assistants? Oh, yeah, of course, because she can't do it all. But she was still getting the transaction bonus. I said, well, what are you going to do? Well, if we take it away, she's going to quit. Well, why'd you start in the first place? Well, we went to hire grading panels, and that's what they were all doing. Well, sure they were, because they all thought about that big. So what they were doing was having a small thinking convention. And they were getting their advice from other small thinkers, right? It's almost as if everyone in the room was that tall, so that's all they're thinking. And that's the way, right? They should have all walked around and said, okay, everybody get on your knees, because it's a small thinker's room. And we're only going to, the ceiling only needs to be this big, and our ideas are only this big, right? And we'll just walk around and think like this. No, they should have gotten up and got on stilts and said, let's think this big. Let's go off. Because what happens is, in those conventions, they put agents on panels. And the problem with the panels a lot of times on these kind of issues is nobody has experienced this enough to be able to sit down and say, hang on just a second. I know this is the best wisdom of the practitioners, but this isn't the best wisdom. Okay? You have that going on right now in the industry on inside sales and showing assistance.